Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a pick a card reading. We're looking into why your person ghosted you. This is a continuation of my Ariana Grande Thank You Next album series that I'm just like literally basing a reading on every song from that album. So just for fun for me, but you know, some fresh inspiration or whatever. But anyway, I have 3 cards for you to choose from. We have card number 1, number 13, the crone, card number 2, number 7, the poet, and card number 3, number 69, the vessel. So go ahead, pause the video if you need to see whatever pile is calling out to you and has the answers you're looking for, and I will see you there. All right, guys. Hi. If you chose pile 1, the crone energy, this card here, this is going to be your reading. I have some pre-shuffled cards for the first portion of this reading. I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown. It's pretty simple. I'm just going to look into like, this is representing like why they ghosted you or whatever. We're going to look into the conscious and the subconscious reasons why. That's what I have here pre-shuffled. The next portion is just going to be how they felt after they ghosted you, and the third portion is going to be their next actions towards you, and I'll get a few messages and stuff too to clarify that. So let's get into it. So number 13, the crone, I also shuffled a song for you, and it was Escape, that Pina Colada song. So that song is making me think that, well, I guess we could get all the cards out. Actually, let's just do that quick. So the conscious reasons, we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Okay. We have house 1, individuality, self-image, and approach to life. Okay. And then we got one of these. It says, keep the promises you make to yourself. Let me do this. Actually, I'm not putting other cards down here. I'll move this up later maybe. And then for the subconscious reasons, we have guilt. We have, guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. We have Capricorn, ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Oop. And then we have happiness and success is basically the sum of your daily habits and decisions, so choose wisely. All right. So what are we getting here? Now, like what I was beginning to say about that song, the Pina Colada song, is that I feel like this person could have another relationship going on, whether you know about it or not. Something they're feeling like guilty about, like subconsciously. But I say subconsciously, but if we look at this card, there's like those orange swirls, and then there's also like blue and purple, which is reminding me of like the third eye and the crown chakra, which is making me think that like this guilt is something that they're like kind of, it's like in their conscious mind as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of all like melding together. Like I feel like this person is really taking a look at this, even with the crone, like they're looking at the situation, like they're being real with themselves. But anyway, looking over at the conscious reasons why, we have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I feel like this person could be very accomplished. They could have some sort of a status. Again, if they like have a wife or something, like with the crone, I'm thinking of like, oh, my old lady's at home, like my old ball and chain, like something like that, where it's like maybe a relationship that has kind of gotten old and stagnant, even if they're not old, like, you know, but it's like, what's that song talk about? Like, I was tired of my lady. I know that sounds kind of mean, like me and my old lady had fallen into the same old dull routine, blah, blah, blah. Like I took out a personal ad. Like, it's just like this person, I feel like is usually a very disciplined person, because obviously we have discipline. We also have Capricorn energy, and like talking about success, keep the promises you make to yourself. I feel like this is a very, almost like a rigid person that has a lot of goals and ambitions for their life. And I feel like almost they let themselves get maybe swept up with you into a sort of, it's almost like they're in another commitment, but like you caught their attention. So like this could be a situation where maybe like you met somebody at a bar and you like hooked up, like whether it was like full blown, like you had like actual like sexual relations with them, or like you just like made out, hung out all night like at the bar, like made out, or whatever you did, like, you know, just kind of like fooled around a little bit, and then like, oh, I'll call you, like, you know, blah blah blah, and then they never called you, or it's something like that, I feel, is what I'm kind of getting here. And then it's like maybe they kind of got swept up in the moment, like I was saying. But I feel like this person is more so thinking consciously about like the kind of person that they are. Like I feel like they almost feel like they let themselves down, because individuality, self-image, and approach to life, but not in like necessarily a selfish way. Like it's not like they're like, oh, I only care about myself and I'm not caring what the other people are thinking. It's more like, I know right from wrong, and I made the wrong choice or something like that. And they're kind of like introspecting, I would say, right now with the crone energy. Like they're looking at their behaviors, I would say, at their choices with choose wisely. Ambition, what's Capricorn? Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. I feel like they're keeping it real with themselves. Like they're bringing like their subconscious to the conscious, like I was saying. Like that's really what I'm getting. Like they're trying to be very honest with themselves, and I feel like you probably haven't heard from them because they have been trying to like get right with themselves or something. Like, you know, it's not anything that you did, it's what they did. Like they're not blaming you, oh, this person like lured me in when I was in a relationship. It's nothing like that. It's almost like they're disappointed with themselves, like that they made a poor decision, that didn't like align with their values, I want to say. Like keep the promises you make to yourself. It's almost like, again, like something, this looks like a heart on fire. It's like, I feel like something happened with you where like almost like their intense, passionate emotions sort of like overtook their common sense. Well, I was just hearing a song. It makes us forget all common sense. What the hell is that song? Oh my God, it's gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, I don't know. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But it makes us forget all common sense. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, sorry, I have to just let it go. But yeah, I feel like they sort of like let passion take over, and like especially if this was like a situation we were talking about, like if like you met them out at a bar or like just out at a club or something, they sort of let passion like overtake them, and they just sort of like acted, because that's like Aries energy, the first house. So it's like maybe they made an impulsive decision to sort of like act on something, and then it's like they're sort of like feeling this guilt now about like that decision, that impulsive decision that they made. So I mean, that's basically the gist of why they ghosted you. So obviously, if that sounds like something, I mean, I guess if you just like met them and then they never called, you wouldn't really know if they, I'll keep that there, if they oh, maybe I should keep these out. No, I already took it away. I guess you wouldn't know if they were like had a relationship if you just met them. But if that is something that you do know about them, that's definitely something that they're wrestling with right now. So now we're gonna say, how did they feel after they ghosted you? We have ninth house, faith. Oh, that's two. How did Padawan's person feel after they ghosted their person? Grand Cross Provoker, like, yeah, like I feel like, and fire element desire, yes, like I feel like that's how, sort of what caused this like interaction between you guys, whatever it was, in the first place. I feel like they sort of were like I said, impulsively like motivated, and like just sort of made an impulsive decision. But let's get the rest. Hold on, I'm gonna get, how do they feel Actually, I'm gonna use this deck. I'm sorry. How did they feel after? Or like, how are they feeling now, basically? We have trust, egg moon, trust and faith. And we have peace, waning crescent moon. All right. With discernment. Again, it's like their judgment was sort of clouded for a minute. I'm going to get 2 messages as well. What is pile 1's person? How are they feeling about pile 1 since they ghosted them? I've made my choice, be seeing you, and you're my perfect match in every way. Interesting. Again, about making choices. Like, again, I feel like this is more so like, I don't know, maybe you're making them sort of like reconsider their whole relationship or something. I feel like with trust and 9th house faith, like maybe they're like thinking of, oh, and look, this is going from a 32 to a 33. It's like if they haven't yet, I feel like they will. They're gonna have some sort of like progression of their soul or something like that, I'm getting. We're going from a 5 to a 6, where like this is sort of like a challenge that's gonna maybe help them realize that they were staying in like whatever relationship they were in out of like a sort of like routine, habit, like sense of duty. Because remember, we had that Capricorn energy coming through. I feel like your energy was sort of meant to come in to sort of like, you know, with the provoker. I don't know why I always get the image of like kind of like a branding iron, not a branding iron, but like sort of like poking someone with like a hot fire thing that you like, you know, do you know what I'm saying, when on like a fireplace, fire poker, is that what it's called? Like, I don't know why, but it's almost like your energy kind of did that to this person and made them sort of, like I was saying, act impulsively. But I feel like they're also upset that they like broke trust with somebody, but at the same time, like, I feel like this was meant to stimulate them, to help them make some sort of a decision and recognize that maybe like you're the more compatible person with them in a lot of different ways, where like maybe the only reason they were staying with this other person was, like I was saying, a sense of duty and obligation, but then like you sort of like ignited this person's like firepower or something like that. With the 9th house, that Sagittarius energy. And again, it's about like wanting to explore and have freedom and things like that. It's like, so I feel like, yeah, because look at this person. It's like, or it's a duck actually, but it's like, they're underneath, there's like this couple here, and like this person's up here. So maybe it's like they're thinking, they're like pushing their guilt down as they're like luring you in here or something like that. And it's like maybe they're really just like, how have they been feeling? I feel like they're taking stock of their choices. I don't know if I would take this literally, although this could be a good sign that like maybe, you know, they are gonna sort of come around again at some point. But I feel like it's like they're really like sort of looking at their choices, thinking about what led to this decision. I feel like they're trying to have faith or something that like there was almost like a reason that they did that, or figure out the reason that they did that. I'm seeing like a palm reader and like a Ouija board or something like that. So I feel like not, maybe they are using some sort of like spiritual tool to figure it out, but like they could also just be like, you know, like I was saying, going within, there's like more of like a spiritual aspect here. Even if you know that they're not a spiritual person, it doesn't mean that like they're using spiritual tools or like, you know, things like that, but they're just trying to like understand themselves. And that is a very spiritual thing to do, whether you're intending it in a spiritual way or not, you know what I mean? And then how are they feeling afterwards? On this side, it says Grand Cross Provoker, peace, you're my perfect match in every way. It's almost like I was saying, I think there was some heavy emotions attached to this, like after it happened for your person here. But it's like, I feel like what Spirit is saying is that like this needed to be provoked in them in a way. Like, you know what I mean? They needed to see and experience your energy in whatever way that they did in the first place, just to sort of like get the wheels turning here and get them thinking, and like maybe lead them to a place where like they are going to have some sort of a peace, have some sort of peace for themselves, like in a harmonious relationship. Or even if it doesn't end up working out with you guys, I can't, you know, well, we're gonna look at their next move or whatever, but I'm gonna get some tarot too, by the way. I'm gonna put this like up here. But what was I just saying? Or I'll put it like over here. I'll just get like 3. It is gonna lead, even if it's not with you, maybe they'll realize that like this relationship has like run its course or something like that. Or I don't know. Let's see. How are they feeling? And give them the, or at least they'll make their peace with the relationship that they're in, which I'm sure you're probably like, all right, like, I don't really care. But I mean, at least maybe like, I feel like this person, like I was saying, they have some sort of sense of duty. I'm not getting a bad vibe from them. They're coming through in crone energy. So I feel like they are a person that usually does try to do the right thing. Like this isn't somebody, I don't think, that is like a serial cheater, just like doing whatever. So I feel like they did sort of impulsively act on a situation, and then like they've really been reflecting on why they did that and what it means for them and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, yeah, like I'm really not getting a bad vibe from them. I feel like they're trying to figure it out. Like they're not trying to just like ghost you out to be like, you know, like, oh, I don't care about you or something like that. It's like they really want to understand themselves, I think, before they sort of like really say anything to you. So I feel like they need to like make peace with the situation themselves before they can offer any like sort of peace for you or something like that. But they're definitely thinking that they want to see you, and I think they're at least trying to make a decision if they should see you. Even though this says I have made my choice, I feel like depending on when they ghosted you, or I mean, this is going to be different times for everybody, I guess. Maybe look up when the next egg moon is. Maybe that's when you'll be hearing from them. This looks almost like summery, so it could be soon, or it might have already passed. I'm not sure exactly when the egg moon is. So yeah, let's see. And also something about with this, it's like the Sagittarius energy. Maybe we had just had that Sagittarius full moon like a month ago. So maybe something around that time happened to sort of like trigger this whole like experience, this whole like cycle with this person or whatever like you want to call it. But let's see what else. We have the Lovers. How did they feel afterwards? About pile 2. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Again, I feel like they felt very much like, and then we have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I want to say that they felt very sure. I don't think they felt like that initially, but I feel like upon reflection, they're like, I really like vibe with this person. Like we're really a good match. Like we have major arcana, the Lovers here, again, about making a choice, making a decision. Like this is like what this person is trying to make a very wise decision. They're trying to do the right thing. Again, the Knight of Pentacles, I'm getting a similar like to that Capricorn energy where it's like methodical steps, like taking this one thing at a time, looking at all sides of the situation, considering, not even necessarily, yeah, I would say that they're considering other people's feelings. Because the Knight of Pentacles, if this came through as like the King of Swords, and then I'm like, oh, that Capricorn energy, I'd be like, they're making like a more business-like decision. But with the crone energy, it's like they're making a decision based on their emotions. Like their emotions are a factor. Like they're looking at both sides of the situation here. They're not just like making a cold calculating decision like, I have to do what's best for myself financially. Like they're kind of thinking about like, they're thinking about this from a more feminine wisdom perspective of like, and with the faith and the Sagittarius energy, it's just like they're trying to have a higher mind about it. They're not trying to be like rigid. Like Gemini is mutable air. So it's like they're trying to look at both sides of a situation. They're considering everybody involved. They want to do the right thing for them on a soul level, I'm getting. Like they're not trying to just do the right thing. I think they're like trying to reconcile like their sense of duty with this newfound passion that like you've sort of sparked in them, and they're like, and provoked in them, because I don't think it was like pleasant. It was almost like, it's like once they've like experienced whatever they've experienced with you, it really, even if it was just a kiss and you don't even know them or something like that, it's like they felt like a lot of passion again that maybe they haven't felt for a while, and it really made them think like, wow, like, am I missing out, like, on life, like, on just, like, the experiences I could have? Like, has this, whatever situation I'm in, run its course? Like, I feel like you really got them thinking, got them really excited about the future in a way, that I don't think they have been for a while. I feel like they've been sort of like out in the cold. Maybe they've been in a situation where they've been like really giving a lot to a situation and not getting much in return, or they've been letting themselves sort of like be given to. I'm feeling like they're the person that was almost like left with nothing, and maybe with you they felt like that same, you know, what's that song? I was just hearing it yesterday when I was working out with my sister. I got my eyes on you, that Drake song, like, I want your hot love and emotion. Like, I feel like whatever situation they were in was maybe, like I was saying, very cold and very, like, maybe financially motivated or something like that. Like, there was something to do with Pentacles where, like, it's grounded more in the physical. So maybe they share a house together, they share children, even, like, business, I don't know, something like that. And it's like they got a taste of, like, some hot love and emotion here, and they're like, whoa, like, that's kind of, like, seems fun. Like, that seems like something I could really, like, sink my teeth into. So, all right, now let's see what are their next actions towards you. Let me take this out of here. I'll leave that row, I guess. And what are their next actions towards you gonna be? Did I get? What are pile one's person's next actions going to be towards them? Like, what can they expect to happen next? We got the energies gaining momentum, and the answers you need are coming. Again, more like Gemini energy. No, this needs to be farther back. Sorry. Right there. And emotions are running high with the supermoon. It's like, yeah, like they're very emotionally like motivated right now. Like, you really, it's like you spark something in them that they can't not see anymore. They can't not feel right now. Like, they really, I think, maybe tried to turn it off at first or something like that. Yeah, remember this on the bottom of the deck? It's like that hot love and it's like hot love, though. It's not like, oh, like a little, this person's so sweet. It's like they felt like a real passion for you or something like that. How is pile one's person, what is their next move towards you? The energy is gaining momentum is making me think that they want to continue with this somehow. The answers you need are coming. They want to like answer maybe their own questions that they're having. I'm noticing that these cards have like similar color scheme here, you know? It's like that air energy. So it's like they almost want... I was just watching an episode of Sex and the City where she like reads a poem at a wedding, and she's like, it's something about like, he was full of questions and her answer was I do. Like, it's almost like they're maybe realizing that something about you provided like some sort of answer. Maybe they were feeling very like unsatisfied in their life, very like lacking energy and momentum to like, I don't know. And like they feel like your energy or whatever happened between the two of you sort of gave them the answer of what they've been missing in their life or something like that. What is pile one's next move towards their person? What's going to be their next action towards pile one? Indecision. Okay, they're still trying to make that decision. The answers you need are coming though, so it's like they're like waiting until they feel very clear about something. But look, action here. Like, but it's like almost like once the decision is made, it's like the decision hasn't been made, so we can't really like... Okay, wait, let's just get the next card. Sorry. That's two. Which is strategy and man holding a coin. It's like they really can't do anything until they make a decision, and they haven't made it yet, I would say. But what is going to be their next action towards pile one? The thinking woman. Again, I'm getting this vibe, like it's like, and then look, the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. I was getting third eye chakra from this. Was it this card right away? Oh no, it was the guilt card. So it's like, again, they're going to be like going within to sort of like think this through, and it's like almost like we can't really know, but it's like I feel like they're getting warmer. Like this, it's not like they're just stuck and stagnant. They're going through a process that needs to like kind of come to completion. Like when this is a full moon, for example, that's when like they'll have like their decision. The answers will just like the answer will come to them or something like that. The thinking woman, again, I'm getting that same crone energy where it's like, and this too, like where intuition is a factor, like their emotions are a factor in this decision making process. How they feel is a factor. This isn't a cold decision. This is like a warm-hearted decision in a way, if you will. This is like them trying to make, oh my god, I wonder if those same cards came out. That's so funny. But well, it's not that funny because that's I just like left the deck there. It didn't shuffle. But anyway, yeah. So what's going to be pile one's next move towards their person? All right. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. I feel like they want to be fair and again kind of follow that same value system that they have. The Page of Pentacles, it's like beginner's mind. It's like they're not really in the mindset to really, I feel like this is coming through as advice from Spirit. Like while they're kind of like trying to figure out their decision, like you need to be in your Nine of Pentacles pre-Empress energy, or if you're a dude or whatever, like just your pre-Emperor energy. Like get in touch, maybe get in touch with what you want. Do you want to date somebody that like cheated on their fucking, I'm sorry, on their effing spouse or their boyfriend or their girlfriend? I mean, if you do, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, maybe instead of like, oh, like, and again, I'm not saying this in a judgmental way, but like a lot of times we do that. We like focus so much, oh, does this person like me, and blah blah blah. Like, do you like them? Do you like what they did? Do you, I mean, you know, and if you come to the conclusion, yeah, that's totally fine. But like, I feel like in the meantime, while they're figuring out their own shit, maybe think about your own shit, you know? Is this something that you want to continue with? Are they going to be doing this to you in another month, like with somebody else? Like, honestly, I don't feel that way. I have to be honest. I'm not getting a bad vibe from them. Like, I feel like this is someone who has a strong value system. But at the same time, like, if you're like stressing out about somebody that, you know, could potentially have like cheated on somebody else for you, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily waste my energy stressing out. I'm not saying you should like, you know, abandon the connection, you know, 100%, but you know, worry about your own life. Like, let them worry about their relationship. When they figure it out, they can come to you, like, or whatever the case would be here, or at least let them come to you. And like, I feel like the answers are coming, but it's just that they need to like kind of sit with this. And like I was saying, I'm not trying to like diss anybody who is, we've all been there, not all, but a lot of us have been there, like in a relationship with somebody that, you know, is sort of having another relationship, and it's, you know, very difficult. Oh, we have number 47 here twice. Maybe the birthday April 7th is like significant or something like that. But it's like, again, though, that's like reminding me of Aries energy. That sort of impulsive energy that this person sort of kind of came at you with or whatever. But I think Spirit's saying here, like, while they're figuring out their next move and what they want to invest in here, you know, do the same. I feel like yeah, like there's almost like, remember like who you are here. Like, you know, you don't have to be sitting around waiting for somebody to sort of like validate you. Like, I think Spirit just wanted me to say that in case you have been, and it may not apply to everybody, but in case you have been sort of like obsessing, oh, I haven't heard from this person. Did I do something wrong? Blah, blah, blah. Did they not like me? Like, whatever the case was, like, I think Spirit's like, no, this is just them needing to go within and take this time to really, like, you know, it's not harvest time quite yet, but, you know, once they make the decision, it will be. And in the meantime, think about what you want out of the situation, you know, and sort of whatever. So, all right, let's see what else we can get. What would be pile one's person's next move? We have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. So I feel like there's going to be like a break in communication for a little while. Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Okay, well, so that could be like the children, if they have children or something, that could be like a factor, and you know why this is such a difficult decision for them. We do have this egg, you know, energy right here too. Not unsuccessful plans. It's like, I feel like what this is saying is they're going to be sort of trying to like untangle this knot. I don't take these are so dire. I don't take them like actual, literally. We didn't have like the death card. If we had like a bunch of like cards that were like denoting like, this is over, like I'd be like, okay, like, you know, this is confirming it. But like the way I'm looking at this is like with the tarot cards and stuff like that, it's like they're just having a tough time deciding, should I break this bridge? Like, how do I like untangle this knot? Like, maybe they're thinking about what they want for their life, kids and stuff like that. Dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. So yes, you're definitely on their mind for sure. We have lobster, financial pinch. So finances could be a factor here. We did have that Capricorn energy coming through. Hold on, sorry. We have gong, an exciting event. Okay. And wow, great worry over nothing. So I think Spirit is saying like everything is going to work out, whether it's like this person comes back and sort of like with the gong, I'm thinking like of like a light bulb going off and them just like kind of coming to a decision quickly one day, or just like, oh yeah, the answers you need are coming. It's right on top of that. So I feel like Spirit's saying like rest your worries, like, you know, put your worries to rest here, because like your life can change in 1 second, kind of a thing. Like, don't worry about what this person's doing, because like whether it's like them coming back or you like being excited about somebody else soon or something like that, it's like there's nothing to worry about here. Like, the answers you need are coming, and you know, if they end up coming back in and deciding that they don't necessarily, you know, want to leave their situation, I kind of can't really see that because they themselves don't know yet, you know. I feel like but what I can see is that they do have feelings for you. You definitely like stirred up something like very like hot and fiery and like even like sweet, I would say, and romantic. With this trust energy, I'm getting a sense that like they just think that you guys could have a cute little life together. So let's just get a few messages, not too many, to just see what would pile one's person want to say to pile one right now. My heart is literally broken. Okay. I feel like they do feel bad for maybe like leaving you out in the cold or whatever. They feel like you don't deserve that. Your authenticity is so refreshing. They really like the real you or something like that. And they feel like maybe like they're not being authentic. It says I'm standing strong for the things I want in my life, including you. What is pile one's person? What would they most want to say? We have, I'm done fighting this. I know what I want. So that's promising. I regret the choices I made in the past, though. Like, they do feel like there was all that stuff about choices and decisions. I'm starting to understand you. And you're the only one I could commit to. Duh, Big Sean from Memories Faded. And I feel so weak. So whether that's like a message, I mean, I feel like that's how I intended it. So it's like, I feel like they're feeling like this wasn't just like a one night stand to them, or this wasn't just, in case you're thinking that, or this wasn't just a hookup to them. Like they felt something real with you as well, very authentic with you. And that's why they're in this deep reflection. If it was just like a random hookup and they didn't care about you, their energy would be very flippant, very like, like I could take it or leave it. Like, you know what I mean? You see the good in everyone. You make me want to be better. When I come back, I'm coming back right. You have such zest for life. I realize the only thing I'm fighting is my own happiness, and you're such a nurturer. I feel like they feel a lot of like feminine energy things with you that they maybe have been missing from their life in a while. So that's what is like causing this conundrum in their soul right now. So thank you so much, pile one, for watching. I hope this shed some light. I mean, I know that wasn't like a clear answer about what's their next move, but they're definitely feeling the emotion here. They definitely feel an authentic connection to you. So hopefully you can take comfort in that and just chill, be in your 9 of Pentacles, like, you know, boss bitch energy. Even if you're a guy, whatever. But, you know, that boss energy, like, make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're not like obsessing about this connection too much. You know, a good thing to do is if you're missing them or waiting to hear from them, just, you know, send them some like love energy, like be like, whoop, imagine like a little ray of light going to them, be like, oh, there you go, bye-bye. Just continue on with your day. Don't let it like rule your whole life here. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Bye. All right. Hey, Levy. So if you guys chose pile 2, card 2, the poet, this is going to be your reading to see why they ghosted you. Let's see what we can find out. Hi, Neil. So I have this reading broken down in 3 sections. The first section is going to look at the conscious and the subconscious reasons why they ghosted you in the first place. The second portion of the reading is going to be how they felt about it afterwards. And the third portion of the reading is going to be what their next move might be. So, okay, we have the poet. I also shuffled a song for you, and it was After All by Sharon Peter Cetera. Let's see. So the conscious reasons we have regret. I know I cannot change the past. We have air energy, the whole air element, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. And we have the worst thing in life is not failure, it's regret. So we have regret energy coming through twice as like the conscious reason. Interesting. And then for the subconscious reasons, we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Sorry. Oh, all right. I feel like that has to be like layered, but oh my gosh. I don't know why I didn't just do it the way I know I have to do it. Okay, sorry. We have also house 8, transformation, karma, facing fear, and legacies. And oh, we have notice who's happy for your happiness and appreciate the fuck out of them. So this is like the subconscious reasons, like why they ghosted you. Okay, so what are we getting from this? Well, first of all, the song that we got, After All by Sharon Peter Cetera. I don't know if you know that song, it's kind of an old one, but it's like, after all the stops and starts, we keep coming back to these 2 hearts, 2 angels who've been rescued from the fall. After all that we've been through, it all comes down to me and you. I guess it's meant to be forever, you and me, after all. And it's like, that song is about 2 people that like keep coming back together. They're stuck in a cycle, basically. I used to watch this reader that, like, her name was Heather. I forget what her channel was called, or I'd give her a shout. But, like, whenever she'd see a dynamic, she'd be like, oh, hi, twin flames. Like, hey, how are you? So, like, again, it could be that, doesn't have to be, but it's definitely somebody you're stuck in some sort of, like, stop and start cycle with, I would say, where they, you know, maybe things seem to be progressing and then like it just comes to a halt. And I feel like there is a lot of regret attached to in their conscious mind here. Okay, so like when they were trying to make this decision, like when they made the decision to ghost you or whatever, what was the conscious reasoning? I feel like almost like they were like not making the decision. They were almost like sitting there with like a squirmy feeling in their stomach, like knowing that like they were going to regret this, but like being unable to like stop it. Like they were caught in their minds, like they were caught in fear. We have to face fear with confidence, transformation, facing fear. Like it's like their fears, their subconscious like fears were coming in and just kind of keeping them frozen. Not that I'm making an excuse for this, because like you could pick up the phone, you don't have to ghost somebody, but I really do feel like, what am I getting with this? Just the way, I feel like inside of them, they have like this mountain, like this built up guilt and regret for whatever, maybe not guilt, but I think guilt. There's a lot of orange like here. And it's like their mind's just like sailing over it. It's like it's touching it, and it's like I feel like they get a little pang, like, oh, I know I'm gonna regret this, I know I'm gonna regret this, but it's like it's like a compulsion, like they can't help it, like this is just what they do. I feel like something you said might have stirred something up in them, but like something good that you said. With the poet in this here, notice who's happy for your happiness and appreciate the fuck out of them. Like maybe you, I shouldn't be cursing. Put this fortune cookie thing over that. Okay. And, oh, should we look at these lucky numbers just in case? What's this fortune? Do your best to make it happen. Okay, so maybe that's a little sign for you. Lucky numbers 33, 34, 32, 5, 1, 7, and 17. All right, anyway, just in case that resonates for somebody. But I feel like the hell was I just gonna say? Notice who's happy. Oh yeah, I feel like maybe they had some good news or something like that. And they like shared their good news with you. So like maybe like I was saying, like you're in this cycle like going on with this person, and I feel like maybe it really felt like it was like progressing to the point that they were like sharing things with you, their good news, whatever it is. And I feel like you were genuinely happy for them, and maybe you like expressed some sort of like, I would say, written word to them, whether it was just through text or something like that. I feel like you sort of like expressed yourself, and again, it's like they felt like this like light within. Like again, I'm seeing this as like this mountain. These two cards seem very similar to me, where it's like this is like the mountain, the darkness inside, and it's like you kind of came in and just caused like a shitstorm, like not because you didn't, I don't feel like you said any, I feel like you said something nice, if anything, like, or you said something really like genuinely, like you were genuinely happy for them. They could sense like the genuine emotion or something from you, and it scared them. Like there's multiple things here about facing fears, and it's like, I think it's just I always say, because Jess Puckett, like, what does she say? In one of her readings, I remember her saying that trauma doesn't come through as like, and she got it from a meme, she said, but trauma doesn't come through as like a conscious decision. It comes through as like an instinct. And I feel like it's like their instinct, like something real, like let's like, you know, stop the record and put a different record on, or turn this car around, or whatever. Like it's like they have a tough time like sort of facing. And maybe it's because it's like something to do with if this is a cycle, like I know that I can't change the past, so like why bother, kind of a thing, where they're like, and I feel like if you're sitting here giving them like, you know, genuine like, oh, I'm so happy for you kind of vibes or something like that, it might not be that, but I feel like this person expressed some like sort of emotion towards you that was very, or I feel like you did. I'm sorry, why am I talking? Okay, I'm getting confused. I feel like your person was sort of, yeah, like something that you said to them really like stirred up like their shadow side and made them sort of like their instincts, their natural darker shadow instincts take over. And it's like, it's almost like they know that they're going to regret it, but they're like, it's almost like a sense of denial. Like they're like pushing it down and not thinking about it. Like, oh, like I know I'm like this, like a squirmy feeling of shame too. Like, oh, I know. But then it's like, no, don't think about it. Maybe they like drink or do something else to sort of like numb themselves out, or even are a workaholic, like they throw themselves into work, like whatever it is. So it's like they really, and their subconscious reasoning, it's like because they don't feel like they have the courage, I guess, to like face their fears and face their own emotions or something like that. With the 8th house, this is like deep shit. Like this is like deep emotional wounds, maybe with legacies. It could be like them not feeling like they're living up to their like family name, their father, their mother, whatever it is, like their parents' expectations, like whatever it is, them feeling like just having that sort of like self-conception based on like their whole life that they're just not able to make things happen, like that they don't have the capacity to face their fears and like be strong or something like that. So it's like easier for them to shut down. Like that's kind of what I'm getting. All right, so let's move on from this and just see how they felt about it afterwards. Where am I putting this? How did they feel after the fact? What cards am I going to use for this? I forget how I did it last time. I'll use this. How is pile 2's person feeling about ghosting pile 2? And maybe it's a sense where they kind of like, because that whole, like that song After All, where it's like, maybe they got a little too comfortable with the cycle itself. And they kind of like thought like, it could continue on indefinitely in that same way, but I feel like, I don't know. We'll see what comes up for how they're feeling though. How is pile 2's person feeling since they ghosted? How are they feeling about ghosting pile 2? too many. How is pile 2 feeling about ghosting pile 2? Air element communicating. We had the air element last time too. Interesting. How is pile 2's person feeling about ghosting pile 2 now? Grand Trine blessings and Uranus genius, and then we're also gonna get this one. How is pile 2's person feeling about ghosting pile 2? We have focus, number 14. Like, this is heavily on their mind. They've definitely been thinking a lot about it. Ah! Oh my God. All right. My God. I feel like they've thought about this quite a bit, like overload, like obsessed about it or something like that. Okay. How is pile 2's person feeling about pile 2 since they ghosted them? Trust, egg moon. Okay. With this change card on the bottom of the deck, and then I'm gonna also get 2 messages from them. Says there's Kundalini energy stirring within me. I want to fix this, but your ferocity scares me. I was kind of getting that when I just looked at this card. I'm like, I wonder if that's you guys and they like can tell that you're pissed or something. And look, I can't wait to make this all up to you. And one more. Oh, it's too many. How is pile 2's person feeling since they ghosted pile 2? Okay. Your loyalty and dedication have really touched me. And you're such a nurturer. Yeah, I feel like you were caught in this cycle. I've never felt so much pain yet so much love at the same time. All right. So I feel like something about this has kind of triggered your person's emotions here. I think they're realizing that what a blessing that you were to them or something. Grand Trine blessings, trust with the egg moon. And why is this card been coming out so much? Is this moon coming up? We got to look into it. Your loyalty and dedication have really touched me. I feel like something about you really like touched your person's heart. But at the same time, they're like, maybe something about this time was like different where, like, I think I was saying it, where like they were opening up to you a little bit more. It's like almost like they crossed a line with you. It's like they lured you into a false sense of security, and then maybe like you started opening up too with the poet. Like they started expressing themselves a little bit more, and so you did too. And then like they kind of just pulled the rug out from under you or something, like you really weren't expecting it. Whereas like if you'd been in this cycle with this person before, maybe like you kind of like expected them to sort of like ghost out on you for like, you know, kind of like periodically, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. But like I feel like there was some sort of like consistency or something like that that like lured you into a false sense of security, and so that way when like they ghosted you this time, it really stung and really hurt you. And I feel like, I mean, maybe you just, I feel like you really pushed this person away like in search of your own peace here. And you're like, I've been carrying the burden of this connection by myself, and I'm just like standing here by myself. My life isn't moving forward. Like I want to have like fun and pleasure and good times in my life. Like what is this doing for me? Like I want to walk through this door and have something new. Like I feel like, okay, I don't know what, like where that just came from, but I feel like, oh, there's more. Like, because I feel like you've just been sitting here waiting for this person to sort of like come rescue you or something, or okay, I'll wait for you to like, and that's where this loyalty and dedication have really touched me. So it's like you're waiting for them to sort of, you know, give you the green light to sort of jump through the portal, and you're like, why am I doing this? Oh, I'm noticing like this imagery of like the water. It's like you're realizing that like you're the only one like feeling emotion here, whereas like your person's like free of it. That's how you feel, I feel like. And but yeah, it's like I feel like this kind of like, didn't we have Uranus energy? I feel like this is also talking about your energy too on the back of this deck, where I feel like it was just such a jolt for you. You weren't expecting it, whereas I feel like in the past you were, and that's why you were able to sort of like deal with it more. But I feel like this time might have been something that you were just like, you know what? Get the F out of here. Like, you're just over it. Like, thunder moon. Like, I don't know. Like, you're gonna feel the thunder. You're gonna hear some thunder if you, like, come back around here. Like, I don't... And even that, all these birds, it could have been, like, thunder and, like they realized something that, like, maybe you're really done. And it's, like, now they feel like they kind of can't communicate with you. I feel like something about this like served to like change their mind in some way about you, where, or just change, I don't know. I feel like they kind of were in a pattern with you where they felt very like safe to sort of like do whatever they wanted or whatever, and like they knew that like you would sort of always be there, even if they weren't consciously thinking about it in that way. Like it just sort of happened as a result of like the pattern that you guys were in. Let's see, I forgot to get tarot. Hold on. How is pile 2's person feeling since they ghosted? Like, how are they feeling about pile 2 right now? How do they feel about ghosting pile 2? Like, what is their main feelings about it? Ghosting pile 2. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. And then on the bottom of the deck, the High Priestess and the Moon. It's like they're really in their feels right now. Like, I don't feel like, I feel like they're coming through as like air energy like twice. So I feel like they don't really let themselves usually get in their feels like at all. It's almost like they keep it in a separate bubble, that they don't like see how it's like almost like they go in this place privately in their mind. But it's like even when they're in their emotions, like it's like their brain never turns off. They never just let themselves like give into emotions. Like their emotions are very stagnant and like sort of like removed from them. It's like they have them here, but there's like all this like these blocks on top of it or something. But I feel like, anyway, how has your person been feeling? I feel like they're feeling confused. I feel like they can't come up with the reason why they do this. I feel like they hate that they do this, honestly. They feel like now they lost you with the 5 of Pentacles, and I feel like they don't feel like there's any way for them to fix it. I'm seeing this is them maybe even like begging you for another chance. Like, not actually, because I'm not getting a sense that they have done that yet, but I feel like they've thought about it. But like they've thought about it, but they logic themselves out of it and are like, no. Like, I can't. Like, they don't want to. I feel like you maybe have gone silent. Yeah, the 2 of Swords. You've sort of been tending to your own shit, you know what I mean? Maybe they know that they really hurt you with the Queen of Cups and that you didn't deserve that, because like, again, remember that energy of notice who's happy for your happiness. I feel like you were always very genuine and honest with this person, and they feel like they had somebody that they could really trust, who is really like down for them. Your loyalty and dedication have really touched me, and it did touch them. Like, it's not like they were like annoyed by it or like, all right, like, you know what I mean? Like, it touched them. Or maybe this is how they're feeling since, because honestly, that thing about you being happy for their happiness was the subconscious reason why they ghosted you in the first place. So maybe just like having such genuine care in their life just made them, again, that trauma response. Like, oh, if you genuinely care about somebody, like, they can hurt you. It's like a subconscious thing, a defense mechanism that like a lot of people have. So it's like, oh, shut it down. It's that whole like trauma instinct coming through. And it's like, again, not that that's an excuse, like, you know, especially if you've been through this cycle multiple times, like, come on, figure it out, buddy. It's not that hard. Like, come on. But it's like they've definitely are thinking that they lost something that could have been like someone who could have been like their life partner here. You know what I mean? And now it's like half of them is missing, I'm getting, or like their whole future. It's like I'm really getting like, you know that song, like, didn't we almost have it all? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like they are like, I could have had it all with this person. Like, this person was like a blessing. Like, this is somebody that I really could trust. Like, this probably is the only person that wouldn't have done me dirty and I did them dirty kind of thing. There's like a lot of guilt attached to this. The Five of Pentacles, like, or maybe it's almost like their money is going good right now, but they're realizing that they're not like fulfilled by that or something like that. Like maybe they did have some sort of stroke of good luck, because remember that whole notice, maybe they had some good news that they told you about or something. That doesn't have to be for everybody, but if that was the case, maybe like, you know, they realize now that they like lost the real true blessing in their life, that was you, and like maybe they feel like they'll never be able to like earn your trust back again, you know. They feel like if they maybe called on you that you would reject them in some way, or stay silent. The King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. I don't know. I feel like they have thought about trying to like show you or come towards you in a more mature energy and softer energy, but I guess we'll check into their next move to see if they're gonna do it. I'll leave it there. All right, what's their next move gonna be? Pile 2. What is pile 2's person's next move gonna be towards pile 2? What's our next action? Okay. We have Angel of Love, number 49. And Journey, number 2. With number 41, the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. What is pile 2's person's next move towards pile 2? A time to give rather than take. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So we have 2 new moons here. I feel like they might, and we had that new start energy on the bottom of the deck for one of them, for this, when I like shuffled the first card out, a time to give rather than take. It's like I feel like they want to show you that they are capable of giving to you as well. Like, I mean, let's get the tarot as well, but I feel like they do sort of want to show you that, or they want to like, they do want to give to you. They want to like bring love into the situation. They want to try to maybe figure out with the Journey card, like leave their baggage in the past so they can move forward like with you. And at least if they don't actually like make a move towards you in the coming, you know, I guess 2 weeks or however long, and really like, we'll say within a week or 2. For the time frame that I'm talking about here, but it's like they're definitely gonna be thinking about it. They're definitely gonna be looking into why they act this way. Like they're definitely gonna be like getting in touch with their emotions, like bringing love into the situation. And new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign that sort of has more like humanitarian like ideals, like somebody that thinks about, you know, humanity at like, it's like kind of like the opposite, even though I was not like the opposite, but like a person that's sort of acting out of fear and rigid and making decisions like that. Like it's sort of like not the opposite energy, but it's a different take, like having a different mindset. Like that's what I get from new moon in Aquarius energy. So wait, let's see. What is pile 2's person's next move? We have the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. It's like I feel like they're gonna almost like get inspired to take some sort of an action and then almost stop themselves is what I'm getting. Like they're gonna talk themselves out of it. Like this person doesn't want to hear from me, like something like that. Am I supposed to get more cards? Oh, let's get these. Hold on. What is their next action? Or did I get more tarot cards in the last one? I feel like I did. What is pile two's next move going to be towards their person? Just get those. I'll put these here. Then we have the Three of Wands, the Two of Swords, and Judgment. And the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. It's like, I feel like they're just going to keep kind of going over this and over this in their minds. Like, I feel like they're going to just be ruminating on this. They're going to start making a plan. They're going to tell themselves no. Then they're going to get an epiphany. And then they're going to try to start build this up. I'm going to move forward. They have their plan in place. Now they're going to take action. But wait, what if blah, blah, blah. Let me, you know, it's like, it's going to, I'm getting a sense like that it's not really the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands. I feel like they're going to be telling themselves a story about you in their head, even if they don't know exactly how you're feeling. But let's just get more of these to see. What is their next move? December? All right. Maybe that's when they'll finally make a decision about you or something like that. Make a move. We have Valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. So maybe that's Spirit's way of saying, like, this is more of like a longer journey for this person, especially if this is some sort of like twin flame connection, that regardless, they're going to get where they need to go, and so will you. Flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Like, don't be tempted maybe to accept this person if they're still in this sort of in and out energy, if you're starting to move on. Again, January. Interesting. I don't know why all these winter months are coming. It's like, maybe I feel like they're going into their like metaphorical winter of their own lives or something. Crown. Honor and respect will come to you. And Unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So I feel like Spirit's saying, like, especially if you feel that you've had to like cut this person off or something like that, I feel like Spirit's saying, like, this person needs this metaphorical winter to sort of like get right with themselves. Don't be tempted to sort of go against your own knowing, because again, it's like this whole mountain energy imagery that we had earlier. I feel like going through these tough times is what strengthens your person and could really give them like their soul something that they need moving forward on their journey. So I feel like Spirit's saying, like, there's going to be good things coming up in your life. Not that this person's never coming back, but I feel like there's going to be definitely like a big pause, if anything. Like, this isn't going to be something, especially because I'm filming this reading in June, and December and January are like 6 months away. So it's almost like, I think Spirit's wanting you to know that, like, this is going to be sort of like, things are going to be on ice for a while. Like, I see snow and ice on both of those. And it's like, in the meantime, like, I'm getting that song, like, I Can Fix My Own Crown, like BS by Janae and her. Like, it's like, worry about fixing your own crown, see what else is out there. Like, you know what I mean? It's, you're not obligated to wait for this person. Like, if you want to and you just want to like work on your business and stuff like that, work on your fitness, whatever you're doing, God bless, like, do you, like, if that's what you want to do and you kind of want to wait. But I would be wary of like starting another cycle with this person where it sort of like starts over again, you know what I mean? It kind of like resets you back to zero, because I feel like then it's like, if you're stuck in a cycle, someone has to break the cycle, and I feel like that's what you're kind of doing here. And it's like, that's what's causing this person to really sort of change a little bit, or like at least just start thinking and looking at their own heart and stuff like that. So it's like, if you sort of just like give into temptation and lower your own standards, because something about you like decided this wasn't working for you, and I feel like you did ice this person out or something. So like, kind of going back on that would sort of like make their progress go back as well, which is fine if that's what you have to do. Obviously, this is a cycle. I feel like this has been done many times in your connection. So if that is the case, it is what it is. But I think Spirit's saying, like, if you can like sort of get in that like more powerful energy and stay there. I never meant to hurt you, they would say. What would pile two's person most want to say to them? Are we taking all of these? I guess. I don't know. No, I'm sorry. That's too many. I like to take just like one or two at a time. Where did it go? Oh my god. It's like lost. Where are you? Alright, maybe it'll come back out. What would pile two's person actually want to say to pile two? I love how you take care of other people. You're literally the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'll never not forgive you. Especially if you feel bad if you've been pushing them away or something like that. I've never met anyone like you. I think this person wants you to know that they like understand why you did that. Like they are mad at themselves too or something like that. Like don't feel guilty. Oh, there was that other one we've got before. Your eyes are so intense. I feel like they just know you're a good person by your eyes. Like they could see that like you're not full of shit just by looking in your eyes. Like, does that make sense? Like, I love how beautiful you are inside and out. And then this says, meet me in the 5D, tell me your fears and doubts. So I think they're saying like, I understand, but if you still want to kind of meet me, if this is a twin flame thing, I feel such a real connection to you. Maybe they haven't been feeling the 5D connection. Maybe you cut that off too because it's in reverse. So maybe they're saying like, please come back. Like, and maybe you're icing them out on more ways than one, and they're really noticing it. So all right guys, thank you so much for watching this reading. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Oh my god. Hey guys, so if you chose pile 3 and the Vessel card, this is going to be your reading to see why your person ghosted you. I shuffled a song for you and it was Good For You by Selena Gomez and A$AP Rocky, and I'm just going to give you a quick breakdown of the reading. I'm just going to be looking at the subconscious, well actually subconscious here, and the conscious reasons why they ghosted you. In the first portion, the second portion is just going to be how they felt after, and the third portion is going to be their next move. So let's take a dive. So the Vessel, the conscious reasons that they had was imagination. House 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. And make lists and plans. You don't always have to follow them, but it helps to have a reference point. Okay. The subconscious, the subconscious, we have abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. The North Node, destined to have. and power is always in flux, the wheel is always turning. Okay, so I have to say there's good news and there's more bad news. Okay, like I feel like this person it's kind of a douche, like if I'm being honest. They're kind of looking at the situation like, oh, let me put this back, like in an unrealistic way, like their conscious mind, and we had imagination, so it's like, and the whole creative aspect, I feel like they sort of like sabotage this. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So with this vessel, so I feel like with that song Good For You and then this vessel, like can you see the way this person's like covering up their body? I feel like this person, what happened here, and that whole like I just want to look good for you, whatever it is, I feel like this person's like obsessed with the way they look in a way, like they're sort of like but they're also like very insecure, and it's like they maybe like sabotage this, whatever it was, whatever you guys were gonna do, maybe especially if it was just supposed to be like sexual, just with the body and all, like I just want to look good for you and stuff like that. It's like they felt insecure around you, and instead like projected onto you, like with this whole imagination thing. It's like they created something where they told themselves that like they were too good for you or something. Like they said like you weren't good enough for them. It's honestly, it's like kind of, I don't want to say gross, because I feel like it's almost like sad in a way that like they can't maybe even like see their own bullshit in a sort of a way, because it's like I feel like they're the ones that felt insecure, and then they projected it onto you, like you're the one that's like not good enough for them, but like really they didn't feel good enough for you. Does that make sense? So it's like, please don't take this the wrong way. Like this person like is like feeling very like ashamed of, they're sitting in like a pool of their own shame all the time for whatever reason, like, you know, guilt is trying to like, they won't even feel guilty about it. It's like they like double down, like they get in like this more like power trip energy where they're like coming from their ego. They're a very ego based person, and it's like it's almost like they tried to, the conscious reason, it could be something to do with their like workout routine, because like even in that song it's like I don't want to like mess your fitness up or whatever, like I'm just thinking about, but it's like I just want to look good for you. But it's like I feel like it's just like I just want to look good. Like I feel like they're somebody that might have a very strict workout routine, like a very strict diet. It's like they have plans for their life, and like they have like stuff on their to-do list that they have to check off. But it's like, again, it's like coming from a very egoic place where like they have to work out so they can feel like good about themselves. Like, you know, it's like, it's not because it like makes them feel good in general. It's like because they need it to like maybe they need, like, if it's a girl or a guy, I'll just say it's a guy, but like maybe if it's a guy, like they need girls to like look at them like lifting up these big weights in the gym and be like, oh wow, like that person's so strong. Like they need like that validation like from people. And maybe it's like, it's just that that's the place they're coming from, and it's like unless you're coming from the same place and you're like happy to be this person's like, you know, ego booster or like ego smoother or like soother, like, you know, it's probably isn't going to work out for you anyway. So maybe it's for the best that this person ghosted you and saved you like from some sort of toxic relationship or something, because I feel like this person is somebody that like thrives on power. They have to feel like they're always in control or something like that. And like the subconscious reason here is like, I feel like they're almost like, I don't know. I feel like it's almost like they're telling themselves like they deserve more or something like that. It's like, but subconsciously, very interesting. But definitely there's like their ego, and I would say shame with this yellow here is like sort of like, and again, it's like, I'm feeling that with this blue on the outside and all this red, it's like the root chakra. It's like their insecurities. That's what I'm getting. Like their insecurity. It's like a lack mentality that's coming through, where it's like coming through as like the opposite of what it actually is. Like their insecurity is subconsciously motivating them to maybe like go after things, and then like their like lack mentality is making them go after things, and then it's like if they get it, they're like almost like they destroy it because they're afraid that they're not going to be able to keep it or something, if that makes sense. It's like this dragon It's almost like, again, I always get this, like someone's trying to go and there's this mountain, this dragon, but it's their own self. It's not you. You know what I mean? They might think that it's you. They might be somebody that kind of turns things around on you, whether they realize that's what they're doing or not, and sort of like blames you for it, or says like, oh, I could do better than that person. Like it's, but they don't feel like they're good enough is really at the crux of this. So like, I don't feel like we need to get into this too much. Like this isn't really, like this is pretty, I'm sure this is a person that thinks that they're like super complicated and deep and like blah, 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 but they're operating from a place of ego, and they're not even like able to like see that. They're not even able to look at themselves realistically. They probably think that they're this deep, complicated person, but they're sort of like an egomaniac that is just very insecure with themselves and not willing to look at that and fix it in a more holistic way. They want to fix only the outside. Does that make sense? And honestly, like that can be done too. Like, you know, if you're having a bad day, you know, when you sort of get ready for the day, put a little extra effort into your appearance, you know, you could feel better about yourself. That's great. But this is like, I have to like do this. Like, it's like very like, or I'll die. Like, you know, not like actually like I'll die, but it's like they have to have that sense of like, feeling like they have the upper hand, that like their body is perfect. Like, you know, it's like they're very like, they're operating from a complete place of insecurity, and I don't think that they have any idea about it. Like they think that I shouldn't say that, but it's like when dynamics maybe come up with other people, or at least it did with you, I feel like they didn't see it like, oh, I'm insecure, like if that makes sense. They saw it as if like some kind of unrealistic, they didn't see it realistically with imagination. Like their mind created something to help them deal with it, and whether they're aware of it or not, I don't know. We'll see how they felt afterwards. Actually, let's look into that quick because I'm curious. But yeah, like I feel like this person is a little bit stunted in their growth. So if they did ghost you and, you know, you've been thinking about them or whatever, I would maybe like just, they need some time to grow and face and look in the mirror. I don't feel like they're able to look in the mirror. I feel like they're very able to point fingers at other people though. And that maybe is something that happened here, whether you know about it or not. Maybe like this, they just ghosted you, and then we're kind of like spreading stories about you, or telling their friends, or just like saying it to themselves, you know, like, oh, this person, like they're pointing the finger. They're not looking at how they played a role. It's never their fault, kind of like everybody else is, you know, wrong except them, or something like that. Like they don't have the capacity to like take a look in the mirror. And like I was saying, I think that they do. They see themselves in a very distorted way. Especially if like they are somebody that works out and like has a nice body, it's like they're still ashamed of it. So it's like no matter what they do, it's like they're approaching their insecurities in like the wrong way, or in an unbalanced way, where they're only doing like that outer work, and they're not like doing the work of like actually accepting themselves like on an internal level, and letting go of their shame, and letting go of their insecurities, and realizing that like all that they have to offer, whether, you know, you're fat or thin, or rich or poor, like blah blah blah, like you're still you. Like, you know what I mean? Your soul, like your essence, like that's you. Like that's what people like fall in love with. Yeah, looks attract you in, but you know, like that soul essence is what makes, you know, that's what makes you worthy of love and all that stuff, and they don't see it that way. So let's see, how does pile 3's person feel since they ghosted pile 3? We have 3. Okay, how does pile 3's person feel since they ghosted pile 3? Too many. How does pile 3's person feel about pile 3 since they ghosted them? Let's say it like that. Why is this person? Come on. What is the truth about how pile 3, this person, feels about pile 3 since they ghosted them? Your person's starting to get on my nerves right now. Just kidding. Oh! Leave that on the bottom. Okay. Venus, love, and fire element, desire. Weird. Okay. So, like, let's get the other cards, and then ground, cross, provoker. And what was the other one I was going to get with this? Oh, this one. How does pile three's person feel about pile three since they ghosted them? We have acceptance. Oh, 2 number 4s right there. And beauty. Interesting. All right. Maybe they've had a little turnaround here about your energy, which is, I guess, good to see. And then darkness on the bottom of the deck. Maybe like you kind of like, maybe they tried to like, oh, what else am I'm getting a message card. Let me just get the message card before I get going here. Sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm going to get tarot too. How is pile three's person feeling since they ghosted pile three? I know I need to grow up, and how am I able to feel you when you're miles away? And I'm standing strong for the things I want in my life, including you. So I do feel like, oh my God, sorry, I almost just dropped this. I do feel like this has had kind of like a profound effect on them. Like, this is kind of crazy. And then we have acceptance, these 2-4 energies, something about this connection, I feel like, or this experience, I guess, with you, like sort of triggered, like made them face reality about themselves, which is kind of cool. I'm sorry about the mean way I sort of opened up the reading talking about that, because I like was just like, oh, like blah blah, so sorry. But honestly, like, I still stand by what I said, that this person did you a favor, because like if like they wouldn't have ghosted you, like this whole, maybe whatever happened between you guys wouldn't have like played out the way it did, and I don't think they'd be in this new energy here. So I mean, I think it is good that whatever happened the way it did, but I am seeing like quite a radical difference, and this is, I would say, the only one of the 2 piles that I see such a radical difference. And maybe, I don't want to say like maybe it's not genuine, but let's see, what's the tarot got to say? How is pile three's person feeling about pile three since they ghosted them? We have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like they did learn something about themselves, like through this experience. How genuine is that? The Empress. Okay, they're like, we have beauty, Venus, love, the Empress. Okay, so maybe they really feel bad that they like, if they did kind of knock you and feel like they could do better than you, and then they realized your value or something like that. The Ace of Swords and Justice. They feel like they weren't fair to you, maybe, and maybe they feel like there's like competition for you or something with the 5 of Wands here, and that they kind of ruined their chance with you. Oh, what just fell off? Strength. I feel like they almost want to say thank you. Maybe you were very nice to them or something when they kind of like, if they did like lash out at you or sort of like reject you in like a cruel way or something like that. Maybe they, and this is like Empress energy too, so it's like, and this almost, it's like we have the Empress energy here like 3 times. Like, they're like, oh my God, like, it's like they think you're like a beautiful person, and this is kind of crazy. I was not expecting that. Like, I have to tell you, like, I was really not expecting this energy to come through. But it's like they really do feel like they squandered an opportunity or something like that for someone real, somebody that could really care about them or something like that. And again, maybe like, it's almost like they see you as being like a very secure person in some way, because you see how this person's like covering up their body in shame, and this person's like open, they don't have clothes on, they're kind of like, oh, let's cover up those boobs. Okay, this is a statue, but I don't know. It's like they see like that you're like such an accepting person of yourself or something like that, and it almost, I feel like, did make them kind of take a look at themselves. Remember, I'm like, they won't take a look at themselves. Oh, well, they wouldn't before, but now they kind of are, and they're looking at you and maybe seeing, something about like the way you kind of treated them after they kind of treated you not in the best way made them sort of like, whereas I feel like usually like people they would deal with would just sort of give them the same energy back. Like, they would act out of pride, and then like the other person would act out of pride and be like, yeah, well, you blah blah, you ain't shit, like you this, you that, like kind of like lash out back. But I feel like you didn't do that. I feel like you sort of like with this Venus, beauty, Empress, I feel like you sort of handled the situation with grace. Maybe you just kind of like bowed out gracefully, like, okay, like I accept, you know, what you're saying. And because they didn't have that, like, whereas usually like somebody would like I'm saying, like lash out at them and it would make them like double down. It's like they didn't get that from you. It was kind of just like, okay, like this graceful exit. And then you kind of just like, your person was kind of just like, whoa, like the fire that they usually have, like to go back, like and double down on that energy was kind of gone, like it went out, and like some sort of a different fire kind of came up, like a fire of desire here. And I think they feel bad that they kind of like slept on you, slept on this like kind of connection or whatever. It's like they had this epiphany that maybe like all the things we were talking about, that like, you know, they really did want you, and that's why they sort of had this, you know, reaction to your energy or something. It's like they realized like the beauty of you, of what kind of person you are, or even just like that they are really attracted to you. I feel like they almost told themselves that like they weren't attracted to you, or that they could do better physically, like, oh, like this is gonna be the person I'm gonna like F with, like, but it's me, like, you know. But it was like almost this like exaggerated self-confidence. But it's like ever since things happened, it's like it made them want to sort of grow. What is this? How can I feel you when you're miles away? You're so kind to all creatures and people. You do things just to be nice and not so other people will applaud you. So it's like maybe whether it's like that they can actually feel you, it's some sort of spiritual thing, I don't know, but like, or it could just be that like word of your kindness has gotten back to them, and they're like something like that, where they really like appreciate the way you handled the situation. And it really like is, I think, the only thing that could have like broken through this sort of like prideful facade that they like have for themselves. It like touched their heart or something like that. I'm getting like yeah, with love. Not that I'm saying like, oh, they're in love with you necessarily, but it's like something got in, like, you know what I mean, something touched their heart here and sort of made them put their pride to the side. So God bless, like that's kind of cray. So let's see what else we can get for what their next move is going to be towards you. Oh my God. What is pile 2's? Pile 3. What is pile 3's person's next move going to be towards pile 3? We have the Angel of Balance, caring connections, and Door to Romance. Wow. Okay, so maybe, oh, an action on the bottom of the deck. So maybe they are going to take some sort of, maybe they're going to like try to balance themselves out quick here first, and then they might try to make some sort of a move towards you. Let's see. What is pile 3's person's next move going to be towards pile 3? Conclusions are within reach. A time for healing. And with this Door to Romance, maybe they feel like they want to heal your relationship or something like that. Or maybe it's just saying like with like some time to kind of heal and reflect, they'll sort of like figure out how to like maybe fix the situation. And again, even if it's, I don't want to say even if it's not with you, but like if you're sick of this person yourself and you're kind of just like, all right, like this is enough already. Maybe it's like something that you did will really sort of has really served to like help this person change or whatever. Let's see. And we had the number, this is number 69, which I know is like, oh, 69. But it's like, I really feel like they were initially like very excited about the thought of like sleeping with you. And then it's like, again, like maybe they saw that you could like them too. And then they kind of almost like attacked you for liking them or something, like almost like turned the tables on you. Like went back in their little hermit shell and like slammed the door, like the Door to Romance was opening and they slammed it shut, like, ew, you like me, what's wrong with you? I feel like it's almost like that, like even if they don't realize that that's what it was, that's like kind of what it was. And like they almost like thought there must, like maybe they're like a self-loather. I mean, that is kind of what I'm getting. And they're like, ew, if you like me, you must be like fucked up. So goodbye. Like, it's like, which is actually so crazy. But again, it's like, I don't think they necessarily consciously had those thoughts, but like, I think that's kind of where it was stemming from in a way. What is pile 3's next action is going to be toward, pile 3's person's next action is going to be towards pile 3? The King of Swords, the Three of Swords, Death. Okay. What is pile 3's next action? It's going to be pile 3's person's next act. Oh, the King of Wands. Why is this doing that? Okay. Judgment. And the Seven of Cups. And we have the same Strength card here and the Five of Cups. I think they really feel bad if they like hurt you or something like that, or they think that they've hurt you or your feelings or made you feel bad. Also, though, that Leo energy is that same pride energy coming through. But it's like, I do think that they regret causing you pain here. I think they've been thinking a lot about like the pain that they maybe caused you. As far as like their next actions, I think is to just kind of like reflect on this still. Maybe feel whatever pain they need to feel, or at least process through the guilt of whatever pain they caused you. With Death and the King of Wands, it's like they want to transform. I'm getting from this King of Swords to this King of Wands, where they're not, like, maybe they were kind of cruel or something like that, and like their words really like weren't the nicest. And it's like, I think they do want to sort of like step into more of like a King of Wands energy, where they're using their masculine energy in a more healthy way. I feel like they were almost in the shadow side of the King of Swords, and like then they shifted to more of like the light side, and now they're kind of doing the same thing with their ego here. I feel like it is a lot of work to transform. So they're maybe having like an ego death. That's kind of what I'm getting with these two here. That's what I think is going on here. And they're releasing a lot of like things, and they're seeing like a lot of things more clear than they ever have. And I feel like it's maybe best if they don't come forward right away, because I don't feel like this is like an overnight thing that's gonna like, you know, I feel like it takes time to make like such a big, like we have the actual Death card and Judgment. So I feel like they are planning on having like a rebirth in this connection somehow. But we're going from number 13 major arcana to number 20. I mean, that's going to take time to get through all those major steps here. What do we get? Dogs, getting together with friends. What is their next action? Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Like, I feel like this is the energy that they were in. Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Fan, romance, celebration, party. It's like, I feel like they're ready to sort of like live again. I think they're realizing that like, you know, their arrogance, maybe their depression, maybe they kind of had a victim mentality or something like that. Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. Chair, empty, someone is leaving your life. Okay, so like with that, I'm getting like they're gonna be gone for a while. Like, this is not gonna be a chair that's gonna be filled anytime soon. And like, they need this time, this vacation, this ill health and depression energy. I mean, let them just like do them for a while. And maybe, I think Spirit is saying like focus more on like the people that are like loyal to you. Like, yes, it's nice that you could like profoundly affect this person like this, but at the same time, like, I think there was some harsh words or some harm done here. And I know that I can tell by how this person's seeing you that you are a beautiful and nice person, but it's not necessarily your job to fix this person. But I think it's important for you to know that you did trigger some sort of healing process in them that like, I feel like they'll probably be grateful to you for a while. You know, I think they like appreciate, like, they're seeing you as a beautiful person. And again, feeling like they slept on you. But I think it was like kind of always meant to go down this way. You're so innocent, but so sexy. So maybe they feel bad that they made you feel otherwise. And they just want you to know that like, you know, they do find you attractive. It wasn't really that was true. It was just like, they didn't feel attractive themselves. Like, kind of like that first message we were getting. You're so ambitious, and I'll never not forgive you. So maybe like they acted in a way that you thought that they were mad at them. Wait, you thought that they were mad at you, I mean. And it's like, I think they want you to say like, no, I wasn't, or like, like there was really nothing to forgive. I feel like they want you to know like they're not mad at you or something. In case you like see them out or something, maybe they're just like, oh please, you don't tolerate any disrespect and it's fucking hot. I feel like, yeah, you weren't really like down for this. Like I was saying, like you exited gracefully, but I don't think you were mean or like rude to them or anything like that. It's so hard for me to think right now. I'm so confused. Like they need time. You're more to me than just sex, but I can't deny how much I do want you. Maybe they've been like really attracted to you, like their attraction kind of flared up again, because there's two things about them being like sexually attracted to you. And then we had this rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. My heart is literally broken. So I feel like they feel heartbroken about this whole situation. And maybe there's past pain going on too that they're dealing with. Maybe they've been hurt so much in their life that they develop this ego as like a self-protective like thing where they're sort of like, you know, that's kind of like what was created as a response to like a trauma that they've been through. And maybe now they're finally like looking at the trauma and trying to heal it one by one instead of just like masking it with this like egoic shell or whatever. I'm starting to understand you. I'm starting to understand why things had to happen the way they did. It says you're the only one I could commit to. Duh, Big Sean. I regret the choices I made in the past and I'm done fighting this. I know what I want. I feel like they're sort of committed to like this healing journey or something like that. It's like they're looking at all their choices in the past. They're done fighting against like these emotions that are trying to come up. I feel like they're really trying to like, I allowed others to distort my perception of you. And somehow you always know exactly what to say. I'm standing strong for the things I want in my life, including you. So I feel like this really has had a profound effect on your person. So at least you can take comfort in that. Like if it's meant to be, you know how it goes, like set it free. If it comes back, then you know. But all right guys, thank you again for watching this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.